Here's Mr. Height back with you, and I hope you had opportunity to design and think about how you're going to put together your water wheel. Um, so what I wanted to show you was my water wheel. I did put one together, and the cool thing is, as I'm putting it together, I thought of things I could have done better. So that's the cool thing about engineering and design is you're always trying to think about how I could have done things better. So right off the bat, I was like, oh, I should have marked out exactly where I was going to put the cups. So I'm using the little cups for mine, but I should have marked them maybe on the plate so they were even spaced out evenly. Because I didn't have them spaced out evenly in the beginning, so I had to like untape the cups, replace them. So that would have saved me more time if I would have went ahead and marked exactly where I wanted each cup so they were evenly spaced, and you could just mark on the paper plate with a marker or something, cup 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, or even a little X or something like that. So let's switch over to our camera here so you can see what I have going on. So um, first of all, here is my water wheel. You can see I have the tape, I have the 2 plates, and my 6 cups. Now you could, if you wanted to try the spoons, you could totally do that too. How would it change the way the water wheel looks? Now you can see I also took 2 pencils and put them together. That's why, because I'm doing this by myself, um, I needed it longer because I have a bucket here, and you could use a bucket or container as well if you're doing this by yourself. If you have a partner, they can hold the ends, but if you're doing this by yourself like I am, you can put this over like a bucket. um, that way you can then pour the water by yourself. So that looks pretty good. It's a little wobbly. It does spin. So that's on your recording page for this day. There's a couple questions that it's going to ask you. Does it spin freely? Does it do these different things? And if it doesn't, you'll have to um, identify the problem and make a solution so to get it to work. The other thing I do have on the other side, if you could see, I did attach the string just down here at the bottom. So I attached the string to the water wheel, and I made a hook at the end of the string with my paper clip, and I have a washer. I would just start with one washer. Um, if you wanted to, once it's working, if you wanted to try other washers, you could totally do that as well. But I just want to make sure it's working. So I'm not going to do any data measurements today. Today is just making sure I have a working prototype. One thing I do see I probably need to do if I start pouring the water, which I do have, it might start sliding around. So I might want to tape down the pencil to the bucket here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, just so that doesn't start moving around once I put the water in. So that's kind of the cool thing, is do some problem solving as you're going. And you can probably think of other things that maybe I didn't think of. That's totally cool. So hopefully that helps that from not spinning. Do a couple more here. Make sure that's good. Now you wouldn't have to do this if you're with a partner. They can obviously hold the ends, and then it'll be nice and steady. So the other thing I want to test too is the integrity of my water wheel. As you'll see on your recording page, there's a question, once you start pouring the water, does everything stay consistent? Is it actually spinning? And will it stay together? Does it fall apart or anything once you start pouring the water in? And I haven't tested it yet, so this will be the first time. And if it fails, that's okay. Then you and your partner or whoever, you think about how you can make it better. That's what engineers do. They don't get it right out of the gate, guys. They have to try before they get it right. So again, I'm going to pour some water on this, and hopefully it's able to turn. And as it turns, I have my string over here, and it should wind around this axle and lift the washer off the ground, tied to a string. It's a pretty long string. Maybe don't need it that long. That will be one of the measurements, is your string length. How long is that string, and how much is the weight of your washer or washers if you decide to use more than one. That's totally cool. So let's get my water here. I'm a little nervous, I'm not sure how well this is going to go. So think about the forces you need that's going to help this work. Obviously it's moving water, because I'm going to have the water just pouring over this. Back in the waterfalls and things like that, or the cups would pick up the water, and that gravitational forces would then help rotate the water wheel. So that's what I'm hoping here, is that, oh my gosh, it's actually working. No way. Look at that, it's turning the string. Wow, I feel pretty good. Whoa, there it goes. It did lift a string. It did turn pretty well. Not consistently. It turned and kind of stuttered a little bit. I do probably need more water, but it did work. So I'm very happy that it did lift the string a little bit, which is cool. There's probably a couple things that I need to fix. It's kind of turning this way, like back and forth, so that could create some friction, which I don't want. I want to spin really good here. I want to, the more rotations, the better. So if I can get more rotations out of this, the string will wind around the axle a little bit better. It's part, which is a big plus so far. So I'm pretty happy with my prototype. I probably will do a few adjustments. That way I can do my full test and do some measurements and do some time and stuff like that. So I hope you're going to be able to do the same thing and get your working prototype ready to go and test it out and have some fun. That's a cool thing. And think about moving water and how moving water can be used as a source of energy. And it's also renewable, which is a very cool thing as well. So good job, everybody, and we will see you back here. So put it together and test it out.